This episode of Cognitive Dissonance is brought to you by adamandeve.com. Just go to adamandeve.com and type in glory. That's GLORY at checkout, and you'll get 50% off almost any item, a free sex swing, and free shipping.
Be advised that this show is not for children, the faint of heart, or the easily offended. The explicit tag is there for a reason.
Recording live from Glory Hole Studios in Chicago, this is Cognitive Dissonance. Every episode, I don't know why it's what is happening right now.
I don't feel comfortable.
Every episode, we blast anyone who gets in their way. We bring critical thinking, skepticism, and irreverence to any topic that makes the news, makes it big, or makes us mad. It's skeptical, it's political, and there is no welcome at. This is episode 428. Cognitive Dissonance, and we are joined in studio. Cecil.
Yeah.
There is a guest at the glory hole for each of us. This is the first time we haven't had to double team him. I don't know that we ever had two guests.
Dibs on Heath.
God damn it.
Dibs on Tom and Cecil.
Poor Eli.
It's all right. No one wants to have to reach into the hole and pull it out. My dick's
We're doing
Is that 3/4 inch drywall? Because we're going to need to make a second hole. That's not, I'm not going to get through both
Girl
sides.
once spit on my dick and it drowned. It's not great.
Welcome to the glory hole, gentlemen.
Thank you.
Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having us.
tonight.
Heath, ready to be funny on the spot.
It's
Here we go.
about to happen.
3, 2, 1, go.
Go. Three-way daisy chain is going great.
Everybody
Eli's not
likes
involved. Suck it.
All right, let's go through some stories. We're going to talk about a little bit of politics because
Let's start with Alex Jones. Let's start with Alex Jones.
Did you change that up on me?
I did. I changed it up a little.
I wasn't watching.
Just a little. This is
All right.
Angel's Envy, by the way.
Should we have more of that?
Delicious,
It's
no?
ballin'.
We should have more of that.
Really
We should
good.
have more of that.
This is really
Heath,
good.
Eli, you can watch us enjoy our lives. Here's how it works.
Enjoy it.
We got a nice gift from the Puzzle and a Thunderstorm guys today. They bought us.
Oh, I'm going
Angel's
to pour
Envy.
you first, Heath.
Really
I'm going
just
to pour you
Heath, it's
first.
fine.
There we
It
go.
was 1/3 of the Puzzle and the Thunderstorm guys.
Boop,
I
there we go.
watched. I was there.
No, you weren't.
I watched you.
All right, here we
carry
go.
the bag.
Got a little
Nope,
angel.
I'm okay.
Cecil,
I'm
you
good.
need
I'm good.
you
I'm
need a
good.
touch.
I'm
You
good.
need a snifter. Maybe we'll get you a snifter.
I'm
No?
slow. I'm real slow.
All right, here we go. Let's talk about this story. It's from politifact.com. Why InfoWars Alex Jones was banned from Apple, Facebook, YouTube, and Spotify. Other than that, though, he is killing it.
And the reason is freedom of speech, right?
That's right.
People hate freedom of speech
People
in this
are
country.
afraid of the truth.
They're afraid. You're going to have Dave Rubin come out and tell us, give us a lecture.
I
a very
actually-
short lecture.
Right, yeah. He's got, I think, aren't there 12 points from Jordan Peterson we can talk to about this on two? Like, I think there's a thing of things.
I would pay $1 million to watch Alex Jones make his bed.
Wait, what?
It's not human intelligence. He's just stuck in a fitted sheet. I'm a man. Slowly smothers like an Asian baby.
Why? What?
Read a book.
Really?
That's how most babies die in Asia.
In Asia. Yeah. They leave the fan on, Tom.
I read it on a yik yak.
That's how they,
Okay.
That's how
All
that goes.
right.
Because
Everything.
of breastfeeding. You need to breastfeed or you have SIDS. It's just one or the other. Those are the two options. Apparently, I got that wrong recently, but it's something close to what I said.
So, this is actually a bit of a misnomer. So, Alex Jones was not actually banned from these platforms, but some of his
content was taken down.
down. First of all, that's not the fucking same thing as being banned from something. Being banned is you're gone and you can't come back.
Right.
Having some of your awful shit taken down is we've edited the content that you have already put it up, but the rest of your shit is freely fucking available. It's not even as bad as a ban.
Right.
When I post my regular Wednesday morning dick pic to Facebook, they take it down, but they haven't taken my whole profile down.
Tom, they've never found that pic. They've looked real hard.
I don't want to run into that
searched for it.
maximum file
searched for it.
size,
They're like-
so that's why I go dick.
It's like 4 pixels.
It's-
How is that possible?
I'm Japanese. Whatever.
I
Fuck
have
you.
an 8-bit dick.
Da-dun, dun, 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 dun.
Nintendo dick. So, but you know what's interesting is Twitter has come out recently, and they're like, yeah, we're not taking anything down. It's Twitter. It's the Wild West of saying shit.
Well, he went on the internet to claim he got banned from the internet. I feel like that.
I read that on the internet, and then it was.
Exactly.
I'm actually looking at the internet right now to talk about this.
He's still perfectly free to post anything he wants on his website. Like all this freedom of speech shit that they keep pointing out. They keep on saying, oh, freedom. And I've seen tons of these threads on Twitter and on Facebook where people keep on saying the same thing. Oh, it's freedom of speech. They're impinging on freedom of speech. He still has every right to post all that same stuff that he's always had.
Does this not beg the question, though? Like, are we at a place where these free services are as close to the town square as is reasonable? So, like, do we now, can we, and I'm asking the question, I don't believe it, but I think it's a good question to ask. Like, do we have a sort of de facto right to these platforms? Are we saying, because if you're a free speech advocate saying that getting kicked off of these platforms hinders your ability to spread your message in a way that, like, means you don't have free speech, does that then mean that we have a fundamental right to these platforms? Is that not the logical extension of that?
Kind of. And it's saying that if your platform gets so good, you get that responsibility. Now you have to let Alex Jones on. If your Twitter thing becomes big enough, now you have to let him on. I feel like that's unreasonable too.
That's a great point. Like at
you
what
pass
point
the threshold of success with your platform, now you have to let assholes on.
So you come up with the next big social media thing, and then at some point, something, you pass a line, and then it's like, you know, you're now a quasi-governmental entity, right? Because like freedom of speech only applies to governmental interference. So then does that mean that private companies then are held to the same standard as governmental? You know what I mean? Like this is a weird space that we're in now.
Right.
I don't believe anyone who says they think this like violates his freedom of speech. I just don't think they actually believe it.
Do you not? Because I think they do believe it.
No, I
think they haven't thought it through, but I think they believe it.
No, I at this point I don't. I've seen too many of the same bad actors make the same argument over and over and over again. The people who just get paid to be sort of centrist or right-wing policy wonks. And look, the assholes who follow them on Twitter, the same 3 guys that reply to every fucking thing that you and I ever put out. Yeah, those guys believe it, but that's because they're fucking stupid, right? Yeah. And that's the other thing. We don't want to talk about it, but like Ben Shapiro makes content for fucking stupid people. He gets paid by the Koch brothers millions of dollars to sell white supremacy to stupid people who think white supremacy only means hoods and Nazi uniforms, right? They don't think it means supremacy of white people. The thing about this Jones thing is it's just another one, right? Like it's just their latest fucking People magazine example. And then next week they'll be like, NFL players shouldn't be allowed to sit down during the special happy time dance that we introduced to get lower middle class families to join our kill time happy hour. They don't fucking believe it. They don't fucking believe it. And here's the thing.
Wait a minute.
Can we circle back to the happy time dance that the NFL should make?
Wait a minute. I don't watch football, but if there's kill time happy hour, I am changing my stance.
Those robots doing it, like I would get into that.
Yeah.
Do you remember Robo Baseball? Do you remember the game Robo Baseball?
For
Nintendo, where you could pick a robot. The robot played baseball, and if like they threw it to first base, your robot could just fight the other robot.
I do remember this.
I love that game.
It was like chess, but it's like that
Battle
fighting chess. It's like
Yeah.
that fighting chess, but with baseball. I remember this.
It was the only sports game I would ever play, and still to date, I will never play it because like it's like
Tom wants things to fight.
I want baseball to be more like Rock'em Sock'em Robots, or else I'm not fucking playing.
You don't want
these
that?
things
I know. I mean, like,
Who
to be
doesn't
fair,
want a
sounds pretty
motorcycle
amazing.
robot to fight a tank outfielder or whatever that is, and then somebody wins? So that's how you score points.
Now I got
that's America to me.
Get this. I got to.
If it
Oh
was
my
just
God,
the
it's
Major
beautiful.
League Baseball plus Hugh Jackman gets punched by a robot, I feel like that's a boring game right now. If they want to liven it back up, there you go.
Absolutely.
Steals home.
Bam.
He just goes
He
right
gets
out of the stadium.
punched so hard by a robot.
All sports could use more violence.
I'm just saying, like,
Women's tennis. Like it's
agree.
already pretty easy to jerk off to that, but put some knives on the end of those rackets. The Williams sisters would still dominate, so not that much would change. It'd be great.
I'm not saying I would watch more sports if they were all fighting
Anti-Semitism,
sports.
talking about Dave Rubin before.
All right, so I'm at a loss of how to bring this back to Alex Jones.
I do want to say, I was thinking about this earlier. One of the things I was thinking is like, while they may or may not, and like you said, you pointed out very rightly that they didn't ban him. They just took some of his stuff down. So some of it's still there. What I want to say is like, he didn't get banned like from Instagram or Snapchat or, there's all these other places that you go.
Pinterest. He is still on Pinterest.
Could you imagine a Snapchat?
He is still on Pinterest.
Is he on Pinterest?
There's an InfoWars Pinterest, and it is fucking everything because it is the terrible vitamin poisons that he sells to people, but it's also occasionally just like, hey, brothers and sisters, this is a great way to decorate your living room because it's run by someone doing his voice. I'm sure it's not him, but it is someone being like,
I want that job so hard. Oh my God. I will walk away from my 401k tomorrow for that
to
job.
Run Alex Jones's Pinterest.
Oh my God! What a job! I don't even Pinterest. I don't even really know what Pinterest
Jew
does.
lizards that run the media. Dream wedding. Baking ideas.
I'm blown away that he has a Pinterest page. That's amazing. So
I have got to find that.
I was going to point out too, like Reddit is another place that he's not. I mean, he's not banned there. You could go point like all of these other.
He's got
ways.
MySpace. Yeah, he's got plenty of.
Wait a minute. Can I ask? Other places?
You can find him on Bing.
Has he still been banned from 4chan? Like
nothing's banned from 4chan. Let me promise you that.
Does Reddit ban people? Like, what's their terms of?
I mean, they can ban a subreddit. Like you can.
Can they really get rid of
I've seen it happen? Yeah, it's happened a couple times. Most of them are like pedophile ones. Like they'll get rid of those.
Fat-shaming ones.
The fat-shaming one they got rid of too. That's
a line they drew.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. They had a fat shaming. Like people are like, what I haven't done enough of.
What it was called?
I don't know.
It was like
backslash bitch tits.
It was fat or something.
The explicit purpose of it was go join this progress pictures Reddit. Then download the pictures, put them here, and we'll roast the people who are getting positive comments.
Yeah, I vaguely remember this.
Here on our roast thread. Yeah. And then some people were like, hey, this is so much fun. Let's go over to the progress pictures thing and just write the mean comments there.
Hold on a second. I just want to make sure I understand. So people were mean to each other
on the
internet. Online. On the internet.
Yep.
On
purpose?
To be banned.
On purpose.
Oh, they weren't able to contain it into one space of mean?
They banned it too.
The two arguments being made, and we should talk about them, right? Two arguments being made. This first is slippery slope.
Yeah.
Right? Which is, first they came for Alex Jones, who harassed the family members of children who were killed and had to move and wanted to dox their public address. and then, of course, because they're tweeting at us, they go, and then they'll come for you. And like, do we even need to address that it's called the slippery slope fallacy for a reason? But the way to try to get, the way that I've been trying to get people to think of this as a way to sort of
put fallacy see their you say the word fallacy whenever you want.
Right. Do we really want to address the hard facts fallacy, guys? Do we really want to address the scientific consensus fallacy? Or the moral decency fallacy?
Right.
Guys, that one, we're going down that road, huh?
The way I argue it is, okay, imagine gay marriage has just been approved, and you're talking to Rick, or you're talking to Alex Jones, you're talking to someone, and they're saying, okay, now it's gay marriage, but next it's going to be marriage to animals. How would you persuade someone that this is where it ends?
I'd say
it's fine to marry an animal. What the hell's the difference if you marry an animal?
Well, as long as the animal says I do. Here's the thing. I think as long as the animal can write its own vows.
Aggressive huggers. I don't know if you knew this. Sloths will just
Peter
hug
Singer
you.
makes a
very
convincing argument.
Very clingy.
You can consensually get fucked by a dog.
Excuse me?
I feel like you put the word fuck in my mouth just now. I was saying marry.
Oh, you're going to marry it, but you're going to have a celibate marriage?
Sure.
Point of clarification. Fuck in your mouth or mouth fuck? I
felt like he put both in my mouth in some sense.
It does go in your mouth in either direction. So, okay, I'm good.
Yeah, it's at the end of Animal. I don't know how we got here, but it's at the end of Animal.
You brought us here. You explicitly drove this train right here.
How can you consensually fuck a dog?
If you just sit there, you're just sitting there.
Wait a minute, does the dog fuck you?
All right, so I'm the dog, you're you.
I just sit there with my asshole open and the dog fucks me.
And I go and fuck you?
Wait a minute.
That's
because I wanted to?
With a dog.
You
think you just lure me in by opening your asshole like that? I'm a dog, I'm going to want that?
Yeah.
You have just opened.
If that happened, though, you would have to
open my
asshole.
asshole like
that was consensual.
I guess so.
You got to get some control of it. There's a Pilates studio right over there.
Did they do that in Pilates?
The one I did.
Those machines.
Tom's running around with a kettlebell stuffed up his ass.
I've been doing this swinging it. I'm swinging the kettlebell. Feel the burn.
What was the second argument, Eli?
Okay,
So
I
the first
feel
one
weird
is
about the
slippery
first
slope.
one.
Again, try and think of it in terms of the civil rights movement fucking.
Sure, yeah. No, I mean, it's a stupid argument.
It's a stupid argument. What are you going to do?
Right,
It's the arguments we get. Yeah. And the second argument is, I don't agree with Alex Jones, but I agree with his right to say it.
The Voltaire argument.
Right. The misquote.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
I'm still happy he got banned.
Right. I agree with his legal right to say it. But the thing I'll point out is every time I've ever heard that, I don't agree with Alex Jones, but I think he should have a platform. I don't agree with everything Ben Shapiro says. I think he should have a platform. Don't agree with the Nazis, but I think they should be able to march through the streets and convince people to kill people with their cars. I'm not saying that that's not a valid argument. I'm saying no one who's ever made it to me has been honest, because they've always then turned around and gone, but he's right about that Sandy Hook shooting thing, right? Come on, how come the kids were marched around the school in the morning if it wasn't a false flag? And so my answer to that is that's a perfectly reasonable argument. No one who's ever made it in the history of time hasn't been lying. They should just go, I agree with Alex Jones, and I would defend to the right his death to say it.
But I think that's a good point. I think we have to make a distinction between, and it's funny because we do such a shit job of this, and it's all built into the words. You mentioned the legal right to say something. We have a legal right to say Alex Jones's legal right to say all this crazy shit is unimpeded.
Unchanged.
It is. He could have his website up forever. I mean, all kinds of Nazis have websites.
Yep.
The worst people ever all have websites.
They also have Twitter.
Right. So that's completely unencumbered, right? And unimpeded. What he doesn't have necessarily, and what I think is interesting, the point of intersection is that he doesn't have a social right to say it.
Right.
And it's so funny because we call it social media.
Yeah.
Right.
We acknowledge that this is a social platform.
Right.
It's built into the motherfucking name for the category of fucking horrible shit that we all engage. It's right in there. And the fact that he got banned from social media just says that he doesn't necessarily have an unimpeded social right.
He's facing social consequences.
There's a consequence.
Right.
Social
And none of us throughout all the history, cave fucking men have probably not had an unimpeded social right to fucking ook and ock in exactly the way they wanted to ook and ock without getting hit with a fucking club or a rock or whatever.
Right. And
this is the same shit.
And the word game that gets played there is they go, but I'm talking about, not the legal definition, but the spirit of free speech. And what they're talking about is sort of the Lockean idea of the marketplace of ideas. But Locke was never talking about accusing parents of dead children of being actors.
But even that,
contribute to
nobody anticipated. This is the same thing as the Second Amendment argument. Nobody, when they were thinking about this, free exchange of ideas, could have possibly anticipated that we had an electronic platform where I could go click, click, beep, bop, boop, and I've got 150,000 people. Right. We were talking instead about literally going into the actual town square and yelling about things to whoever wanted to listen. Yeah. We never anticipated, the same way that we didn't anticipate that a musket would turn into a fucking nuclear weapon. Yeah. Nobody anticipated that standing on a soapbox would turn into creating a profile that has hundreds of thousands or millions of fucking people attached to it.
And this isn't my argument. Someone else made it, but it's very similar to when you first saw speed limits coming into the United States, right? When speed limits were first declared in the United States, everyone was like, what about freedom of movement? What about freedom? And everyone was just like, we didn't think we would make things that can go 120. I'm sorry, Dave. I know you love it, but you've hit 6 black guys, and I know we don't care at this point, but we
might one day.
You might get a white guy. Right? And
you got hit 3 or 5. I can't remember how many equates to one.
The technology has simply outstripped.
I hit so many, I'm just crossing off the fractions.
I don't know how to do this math anymore. Just the numerator divide by the denominator.
Multiplying all these black people.
What do I do?
What if we got speed limits on bullets?
Ooh.
I like that.
I feel like we could do that. You can throw a bullet. Yeah. How about that?
Yeah,
you can fucking throw a bullet as fast as you can.
But it's that snapping of the quarters.
I was going to say, there'd be that asshole who gets good at it,
And you'd be like, ow, that actually did really hurt. Now we're done. Yeah.
I don't want to play anymore.
And you didn't murder any children.
With a wet towel and a handful of quarters into a school bathroom. All right, here we go. Time for revenge. I listened too much Marilyn Manson. Here we go. Just kidding. Most school shooters are white supremacists. We don't talk about it. It's fine.
All right. Well, that was weird. Let's move on. Let's talk.
Speaking of which,
Speaking of white supremacy, Trump.
Donald Trump did something.
So this story comes from the New Yorker. The day Trump told us there was attempted collusion with Russia, I'll let you guys go in a second. But Cecil, I would very much like to read the tweet because I think it's important, genuinely, not to take the tweet out of context. Let's let it sit and you guys fucking ruminate on this for a second. All right. So this tweet comes from August the 5th. This is Donald Trump.
Christ.
This is,
I had to scroll back to like
you had to get
yesteryear.
So I just want to say, like, it is,
Jesus.
we are recording this August 9th, and
Yeah.
you scrolled for
Yeah.
about 2 weeks to get back to August 5th.
I've
Me
been
and Heath got in
scrolling
a
since
fight.
the 8th.
It was a whole thing.
All right, so this is from August 5th.
Obviously.
At 5:35 a.m.
First one to
the
cry.
time when all the best decisions are made.
Oh, yeah.
Fake news reporting a complete fabrication that I am concerned about the meeting my wonderful son, Donald, had in Trump Tower. This was a meeting to get information on an opponent.
Treason.
Totally legal.
That's
Done
what it
all
is.
the time in politics, and it went nowhere. I did not know about it. Holy shit.
All right. So I want to ask, how fucked is he with that?
Zero.
Zero?
You mean like consequences?
Oh, because consequences
2020?
matter nothing to
Nothing.
Donald Trump.
Zero.
Nothing ever happens.
Zero. In
His-
2020, they're going to like shoot him with 6 harpoons simultaneously. And then they're going to like pull him apart with motorcycles driven by 6 cloned Hillary Clintons. But until the moment he is out of office, there
Can't
will
wait
be
for
zero.
2020 right
Oh,
now.
it's going to be great.
Oh my God. I'm
It's like
so erect.
it's like Hellraiser, the Hillary Clinton. That's awesome. That's fucking amazing.
All right. You know what? She looked great in that movie. Way more personable than she does now.
Death becomes her.
Nobody escapes us.
Oh my God.
Yeah, nothing's going to happen.
No.
You don't think anything's going to happen? We actually were talking about this last week, and we said on the show, might be better that nothing happens to him before 2020 because I'm kind of afraid. Like, I know that they think that when he got elected and there was, 3 million people marched and there was no arrests, they thought that that was total unrest in America. And oh my gosh, they're going to ruin the country, et cetera, et cetera. But I genuinely don't trust them to march and to, you know what I mean? Like, I don't trust that other side.
So hold on a second. Can I ask you, like, you don't think that a march put on by the supporters of Donald Trump will have the same level of nonviolence as the Women's March? Can I ask, are you saying that out loud? That the Women's March and a march by a bunch of angry, disaffected, unemployed, Rust Belt white racists will not have. You know that's the equivalency there.
I'm kind of afraid.
It's like one extra vehicular manslaughter you're talking about, Tom. One.
The first one is practice. We already practiced. Yeah.
I genuinely am a little afraid, though, if something happens to him, that there will be a
No. It's like the Proud Boy marches, right? They're always like Patriot Pride, and then it's like 17 guys surrounded by 850 college students.
Those Oregon
I don't know,
ones,
man.
There's a lot of people up there.
How many?
Hundreds?
I don't know.
Yeah, because like my thought is like the Women's March is the largest demonstration in U.S. history, and I think the free.
It's almost like women are like half of the people. You know what? They're walking around without their penises, behaving like they're like half of us or something.
I think.
When will it stop?
I think Trump supporters wouldn't march.
Really?
You don't think so?
Nope.
What about the Tea Party, man? Don't you remember the Tea Party?
Tea Party's got nothing to do with Trump.
You mean
I know, but I'm saying, like,
Trump gets ousted because of the Mueller investigation?
Yeah, if he actually got impeached.
If he got impeached, or like they went after him,
Or
he
he
was
had-
like,
and he had to resign?
and he had to resign or something. I think there would be some serious.
We hand out coupons for Popeyes, and you got all. You got
I mean,
Long John Silver's.
Hold
half
on a
off.
second.
Everyone's out of the streets.
Hold
to
on,
be honest,
hold on.
you might be able to convince me to be a Trump supporter for a long time.
I was about to say,
I mean, come on.
Can we just pause and do you have coupons for Popeyes?
Yeah, because
I may or may not
I'm going to relieve
have
you of
some
those.
JPEGs of the Popeyes logo. I can whip something up.
I will say that is refreshing to hear. Although I see the unrest that is sort of like the way in which they defend this person. I mean, like, look at QAnon. Like, but we were talking about this last week. Like, look at those. This is not a small fringe group of people. There's giant groups of people that show up to rallies still for no reason, just to watch Donald yap. It's not
10 guys.
I don't feel like that's a base that's not motivated to do something.
I feel like that means Mike Pence becomes president, and he's more of an arch conservative than Donald Trump. So it's like I can in some sense agree that like maybe they wouldn't. Maybe they'd be like, oh, the fucking bullshit long con actually that we didn't actually come up with, but we got lucky and we have actually somebody we like even more who's even more fucking Christian.
So what is the best case scenario, right? What is the best case scenario that everybody
popular vote? We have a popular vote in America?
No, okay, hold on. I'm sorry. I used the word best case. What I meant is, what is the best case scenario where things still happen?
Neil Gorsuch, Kavanaugh, Pence, and most of the Republican Party are all on a bus, and I just drive it off a cliff.
Nobody would let you drive a motor vehicle.
Yeah, that's true. That's where it falls
what
apart.
the fuck? That's not okay. Again,
when is it working?
This is all satirical.
Literally, it would be
so much satire.
I have plans. Please go to my website. We can do this together.
Wink.
But I mean, what is the best case scenario?
You have to follow him around like you're contractually obligated to follow Eli around and be like, he's been kidding this entire
somebody has
time.
to like carry a blur filter to go in front of him, have to yell wink every so often. It's a whole thing. We have most of our money goes to that.
I imagine, yeah.
I feel like the best case scenario is that we keep Trump all 4 years, but we just lock that fucker down.
Yeah, like 2020 or 2018.
I feel like it's the same. Treat him like Obama in his second term, where he's just like a pointless figurehead that shows up to work every day and is like,
that's the best.
I don't know. Is there a Keurig machine around here?
The problem is that Trump is way louder than Obama ever was, and so what'll happen is he'll just for the next 2 years rile his base up, and he may get more people to vote because he's been blocked for so long that may turn against him.
Is the actual best case scenario that he has a stroke? Like, is that like the best? Because then nobody can blame us.
Yeah, right. It's like just, a little too much cholesterol. It's all good.
Oh, Melania kills him and Ivanka mid-fuck with an axe like Medea? Right? Little classical Greek reference there.
Oh, my God.
Oh, I thought that happened in a Tyler Perry thing, and I was like,
when you said Medea, I was like, it took me a half a second.
Really? You couldn't get the Greek reference?
It took me a half
You
a
were
second.
going to Tyler Perry's booth? I'm alone in the world, people.
Do you like to fuck? Well, the guys at Cognitive Dissonance want to help you out. It doesn't matter if you fuck yourself, someone else, or lots of someone else's. Their sponsor, adamandeve.com, has all kinds of things to make fucking more interesting and more fun. Right now at adamandeve.com, if you type in Glory at checkout, you get 50% off almost any item, a free sex swing, and free shipping. adamandeve.com. Treat your genitals to a good time.
This is fucking legitimately amazing because this is one of those moments where you're like, out loud.
Yeah.
You said that out loud. Yeah. It's like somebody had to have said this and then thought, where is my time machine? It's from GQ. Fox News thinks Trump shouldn't talk to Mueller because he's not allowed to even, quote, tell one lie.
Just not even one lie.
Oh my God.
I feel them on this. I feel them on this.
Cancer shouldn't have to sit down with chemo because that would be bullshit. Yeah. Like, unfair to the cancer. Like, why would he have to? One slip up and you die of chemotherapy. Not fair.
All right, I want to play this. I'm going to let it play all the way through, and then we'll talk about it.
Increasingly, that the Mueller team is setting a trap for the president if he decides to speak with him.
Absolutely.
And so, potentially listening to the advice of you on this sofa regularly and his own attorneys, how in the world could he ever cooperate and sit down with Mueller for an interview, knowing that if you tell one lie to Bob Mueller, he will move to file charges?
He could not tell a lie. That's always an option here. There have been.
You look at that lady's face after she just rolls her eyes like, are you kidding me?
He could not lie one time.
There's literally no way that's going to happen.
I love the dead eyes of the women on Fox and Friends. It's like, you ever see the people at the Nuremberg trials, the Nazis who got caught and are just like, guys, can we wrap this up? We're going to get, it's just they said I could sell my book about what Bill O'Reilly did at the Christmas party. Another year.
I love the woman who responds that like, well, he could also just not lie.
He could just not lie.
That's always an option.
Yeah. He could just not lie.
Imagine that when you're talking to law enforcement, they get all worked up when you lie to them. What? Yeah. Like 100% of the time. That's, just like regular people. Did you murder that guy? Should I? Okay, I'm going to go with no.
How many lies do I get? I want that to be the standard for regular crimes now, right? It's like, sir, do you know how fast you were going? Apples.
That's one. That's one.
Shit.
Don't use your one. Do you use your one at the wrong time?
My dashboard's full of cocaine. Why did I use it on the speed thing? Stupid.
Now, the concern, obviously, is if this isn't bottled up in San Francisco, this kind of nonsense, then it's going to be spreading across the entire fruited plain, and you're going to be going to your Burger King in Des Moines, Iowa, and you're going to have a rainbow-colored wrapper for your Whopper.
All right, this story comes from Right Wing Watch. This is Kevin Swanson. Quote, God is burning down California as punishment for legitimizing homosexuality. This is fucking nonsense. Let's go ahead and play it.
I want to know how you legitimize homosexuality. Hey, good job, guys. Well, you keep fucking that asshole.
God smacking people on the ass. Good game. Way to go.
Is, if it's legitimate homosexuality, God has a way of shutting that down.
Ooh. So like not just girls making out at a party, dudes fucking.
Yeah. Oh, no.
Legitimate
It's never, I'll tell you what, Eli, it's never girls making out. Everybody's all right with that.
Yeah.
And by all right, I mean currently touching themselves too.
Yeah. Nobody ever says anything about the girl.
Isn't that so funny? Yeah. It's always like dudes put their penises play. It's because penises are gross. Yeah. We all know all of your penises, my penis, your penis, they're all gross.
Agrees to that. Yeah.
They're all gross. Yeah. Women are amazing.
Isn't there
we're functional garbage.
Yeah, the Seinfeld. It's like male bodies are strictly utilitarian. Yeah, exactly.
I was told mine's adorable by mom. That's
If you look at the history of California, they've been at the forefront of this. Back in 1850, a common law statute was installed in the territory of California.
Wait, in 1850? This is when they started doing that?
This is when they started being gay.
People were totally cool with fucking each other in the ass in 1850.
Yeah.
Very progressive time. A lot of people don't realize that fucking pre-Civil War was a really progressive time in America.
Well, look, you're panning for gold in a river somewhere, and Clem is in front of you, and he bends over to get another handful of mud, and you just think
one thing leads to another.
I'm going to sift for something. And it's
what, though?
Balls.
I will bet you that, there was every bit as much ass fucking in 1850 as there is now. It's just that, back then it was
more gold dust.
I'm going to go ahead and do this on the mountain where nobody's looking versus let's have a parade. Yeah. The only difference now is the parade.
Yeah.
You think there's an equal amount of ass fucking in 2018 as there was in 1850?
People have been fucking asses as long as you so eloquently put it earlier.
Equal amount.
I don't know.
People
Do you
can
think
open
the first
ass.
fuck was ass or vagina?
The first fuck?
The first human fuck, if you had to guess.
The first fuck was jerking off.
I'm just saying.
No, the first fuck was a solo mission.
Penis in orifice. First time ever. I put my money on ass. I bet it's ass.
Really? No. It's so much harder to get into.
I think that's a positive.
That's like,
that's a positive.
That's the point.
You got to earn it.
Someone knocked down a wall before they opened a window. That's not possible, man. Wrong.
That's the whole appeal, actually.
If anybody knows the answer, tweet us.
If you were the first person,
if you were the first fuck,
Noah.
Yeah.
Providing for the legalization of sodomy and setting the penalty at 5 years to life in prison.
5 years to life in prison for sodomy in 1850?
Hey, stop fucking each other's asses. If you don't, we'll send you to prison where nobody ever gets fucked in the ass.
It's just the tip, 5 years.
That's a weird first day, though. What are you in for? Murder? What are you in for? Bank robbery? What are you in for? Sodomy. Let's get this over with.
This is the first one.
Line up. Rude.
But the first Gay Pride March occurred in San Francisco in 1970, and then San Francisco.
Yeah, that's 120 years after his pride. So then something, 120 years go by.
Yeah, we're waiting. Someone's tapping their watch.
Right.
God is tapping his watch. God didn't pull the trigger on the wildfires for a while. Let's see how this plays out.
He's very busy.
You got to do the translation. It's God years. It's different. It's like dog years.
They'll learn to appreciate the vagina more. It'll work in my favor. I'm going to let this play out.
Because men don't appreciate the vagina.
Well, okay.
Not all of us.
I don't think it was crazy what I said.
Thank you, Heath. Vaginas are gross.
legitimized homosexuality in 1972. In 1982, Laguna Beach, California elected the first openly homosexual mayor in United States history. In 1999, California adopted a domestic partnership law. I believe it was one of the first in the nation to do that.
All of this sounds great, by the way.
All right, yeah, like
All
everybody
of
should be
this-
high-fiving over this.
Yeah,
Like, who
sounds
cares?
great. The only thing we should be ashamed of is it took us this long to get the fuck
The
out of
only thing you
everybody's
should be
bedroom.
ashamed of is having a place called Laguna Beach. What are you, fucking an away episode on SpongeBob fucking SquarePants? Laguna Beach Police Department, you're being raped? We'll be right there. Laguna PD! Can you imagine having to confess being raped at Laguna Beach? They were like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. Where did that happen? Laguna Beach. No, it's the name of the place. Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so
What's the name
sorry.
of the place? Like, as opposed to like where on the body were you raped?
2005, California state legislators became the first in the nation to pass the same-sex marriage law. It was vetoed by Governor Schwarzenegger at the time. In 2008, the California...
Party of Lincoln and Schwarzenegger.
Still cracks me up too, man. It's like,
Wow.
I said,
I'm not sure if two dudes should be able to get married. When I was Conan the Barbarian, they sent me a girl
just like
slave
that.
instead of a boy slave. So pretty sure this is what I should do. Wow.
This is a video of me covered in oil. Stop being gay, California.
as he wrestles a giant snake.
Yep.
My dad was a Nazi. But wow.
Hasta la vista, Bill.
I just realized that Tom and Arnold are the same impersonation for me. That's what I realized today.
They're very close.
Good bobble to you, not a guabble.
What the fuck is
Wow.
Then struck down Prop 22 in regard to marriage cases, and Prop 8 also was struck down later on that year, I believe. In 2011, California became the first state to mandate homosexual indoctrination classes for K-8 students.
I'm sorry.
That sounds awesome.
Go ahead.
Can we hold off for that?
Did you
I
miss
teach
that?
those classes.
Did you miss that? They mandated
There was a
indoctrination.
mandatory in 2011 gay indoctrination class in California.
Have you not gone?
I would
Did you
like,
miss it?
I
You're
would
gonna
like
get
to
a
attend
ticket,
one of
dude.
these.
You're gonna
Oh,
get a
it's
ticket.
great.
You got to
It's
show
great.
up.
Yeah, you got it. You got it.
I would like a really, really annoyed, shitty public school teacher to teach me how I need to be gay.
Some 20-year who's waiting for his
About to get
fucking
tenured,
retirement. He's tenured. He's waiting for retirement. All right, kids, line up. I'm going to show you all how to suck a dick. Go. Class dismissed. We're gonna watch a gay porn. You go in and there's a gay porn and a TV there, and you're all so excited. Can we fuck each other in the ass outside?
And then in 2012, California became the first state to sign a ban on therapy that was attempting to convert homosexuals.
Torture
into-
children.
Hold on. What does he say, though? What does he say,
He's
though?
trying to say conversion therapy?
Yeah.
Was attempting to convert homosexuals into
Oh, wait, hold on.
homosexuals.
Hold on.
Could you say that gayer?
Wait. Just wait.
was attempting to convert homosexuals into
Homosexual. It sounds like a club that Stefan is introducing on SNL. This club is called Homosexuals. They have everything. Gay conversion classes.
Homosexual Alcoholics
1850s gay
Anonymous.
Short of having a dick in his mouth while he said that, he could not have said that gayer.
Yeah, you can't.
I mean,
if he was
2 dicks.
talking around a dick.
Okay, all right.
If he
Yeah,
was talking around
no,
a dick.
this is why you're here.
two and one. 4 dicks.
Wait a
would've been
minute.
More gay.
Does that make you more gay? Like, does,
But not
'cause
double.
I mean, like,
I don't think it doubles. I think it's like a log scale.
Like, are you more pregnant if you're
You're
like
on this
got
one,
twins?
right?
I mean, you're still pregnant.
2 dicks in your mouth is not twice as gay as 1 dick, though. That's like mathematically
What is?
true.
Yeah, how's the math work on that? What's the multiplier?
I don't know.
I think it slows down. It's diminishing
Is it
returns.
on inches?
twice
Do we
as
do this on
gay.
inches?
It's diminishing returns.
I think you're twice as gay with 2 dicks. But
Two
you're
is
not,
2 is linear.
But you're not 3 times as gay with 3
Okay, it
dicks.
starts to curve out between 2 and 3.
Exactly.
Does it curve to the left or the right?
Mine curves out between 2 and 3 also.
non-homosexuals. And then in 2017, the California state schools implemented the homosexual indoctrination program that was advised.
I thought they already did it in 2011.
Did it earlier.
They did it again.
Yeah.
They-
They're
They
not
did a
gay
double
enough.
plus twice. That guy sucked everybody off again in class.
It was
Yeah.
AP gay.
by the California Assembly in 2011. So that occurred just last year, you remember.
Yep.
That was the kickoff for the biggest fires.
And
That was it.
wildfires.
That was the last thing for God. He was like, no, not in the high schools.
So should I burn down San Francisco? No, I'm going to do the forest mostly. Yeah. But they'll get what the fuck I meant. I meant clearly San Francisco.
Let's. I know we're going to get there. Passive aggressive hints to his fucking, just oh, you didn't put the coffee away this morning. Is that what's going to happen? Is that how we're starting the day out, Harold?
You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to let 3 pounds per square inch out of your left front tire. That's what I'm going to do. And then you'll just get slightly worse gas mileage when you corner. How do you feel about that, bitch? He said.
I like it at 41. I'm a 41 guy. Whatever. Yeah.
He said the fires are in uninhabited garbage land. Who cares? God's like, stop being gay or I'll burn down to nothing. You're like, I don't care. We didn't call the fucking rock monster from the Never-Ending Story to cry about it. I don't give a shit. I couldn't care any less about that.
To be fair, if Oklahoma City was on fire right now, nobody would know.
What? Why would you? If you said
because it already was, wasn't it?
You would only improve it.
California has ever seen in its history last year, and those fires continue in 2018. So God is burning down California in 2017 and 2018.
Most of it's okay.
Yeah, exactly. It's a pretty big place.
Yeah, all the places where people live, including the gays.
Yeah.
It's never shooting all the gays with lightning, right? That's never happened.
Every one of them gets a cinder on them and just goes.
Is anyone else picturing Kevin Swanson crossing across state lines to light a small campfire in California? Yeah, God, do your work. Do your work, Lord. Show him. That's what you get for teaching A, be gay. I don't need college credit for being gay.
But I'll take it.
Alec Baldwin thinks he's a tough guy. I challenge him $1 million, the charity he wants, to get in the ring with me, bare knuckle. I'll do it right now. I'll get in the ring with you and I will break your jaw. I will knock your teeth out. I will break your nose and I will break your neck.
All right. So this is from Right Wing Watch. Obama made tech companies ditch Alex Jones, says Rick Wiles. And if there's ever been a source we should pay attention to more about tech issues, it's definitely Rick Wiles. Dude.
His news is true.
Yeah.
That's what it says right there. I'm looking at it.
Because there's no E. He couldn't afford that. News. News.
It's TR on news.
This is Rick Wiles from his terrible show.
Remember, it took YouTube a couple days to catch up with what everybody else was.
Can we talk about the gap tooth for a second? That is enormous.
Absolutely. Yeah.
You talking about Doc Burkhart?
Yep.
He's a correspondent, guys.
Ducky Burks?
Yeah.
He corresponds with us. And then...
I feel like he could be twice as gay if he wanted to put a second one right there.
Yeah.
Oh, in the gap?
Fit it
in the
right
gap.
in there.
Oh, if you fuck the gap, mind the gap. You got to mind the gap.
Doing. I don't know whether they just waited for the weekend to pass or if they were trying to figure out.
Oh, I can't stop seeing it now.
The gap tooth
Yeah,
is
now-
because so distracting.
I have no idea what's going on.
Yeah, it's just whatever. Is there ticker tape going to come out of that thing? What's going to happen?
All I can hear is whistling.
Yeah.
We're going to wait for the weekend. There's hate speech going on. It's Friday at 4. I just the Nazis can Nazi all weekend. Is anyone working at Facebook on Saturday?
Yeah, no, they're just so busy.
No, it's a 9 to 5 kind of thing.
We're at Laguna Beach.
Body sushi day.
How can we keep making money off this guy, as long as we possibly can before we can get rid of him?
They all got the...
They wanted that extra weekend. Google was like, look, man, we need to get this extra weekend or there's no way we're going to be able to make our...
We got to sell the last of our Alex Jones inventory before you can shut us
got
down.
all these shirts in the back room. Let's get somebody on the corner hogging their shirts.
Guys, how we are on the Alex Jones? 12 more hours? All right. Let him mock dead kids for another half a day. Yeah. It's fine.
We'll just let him go.
We're looking at Rick Wiles now, and I always forget how crazy his hair is. Because he's got old man hair, and then he's got tiny little boy hair. Just at the very top. It's so much smaller than you think it's going to be. There's so little boy hair.
It's like the transplant's being rejected by his face.
Exactly. Yeah. It looks like he's turning into a little boy, but it's just starting.
Phone call over the weekend from Barack Hussein Obama saying, here's the next step in the resistance movement. Barack Obama's managing the whole resist Trump movement.
This is still going on, man.
You know what? Did you guys ever see his birth certificate? I just want to say, like, we looked at that recently.
That meme with fucking Robin Williams, like, what year is it? Like, I feel like that all the time. Just like, what the fuck year is it? Trump's been in there for a while.
Yeah,
like a long time.
We're at the midterms.
Enough to do a lot of damage.
The word mid is in front of that. Like, that's like halvesies.
How are we still talking about Barack Obama?
Because he's black still. He didn't stop that. Well, the problem is that after he got out of office, that guy still had the nerve to be black.
He's half white, Tom.
Glass 3/5 full.
Yeah.
That's another story. But going back to Alex Jones, so what they've done is they've taken the most outrageous, indefensible person that you can find.
And they banned him for being indefensible.
Yeah.
When done right, there is no defense.
Yeah, exactly.
And they made him the poster child to eradicate the First Amendment.
Yes.
Because
did you know we don't have that anymore?
We talked about it before. Yeah, it's gone.
I do like how
Donald summoned in his giant eraser.
Donald Trump
standing there like a second grader with his pink pet.
But you're not even wrong, because Donald Trump is actively eroding freedom of the press every day.
Yeah.
Freedom of the press is being actively eroded.
They don't pay attention to that at all.
And they're just like, it doesn't matter. It's like, I would like to yell about dead kids. Okay, not over here in my living room.
Yeah.
Oh, we can't talk. Like, are you fucking serious? There is a conversation to be had about an erosion of our right to assemble, about erosion of freedom of freedom of the press. And instead it's like, well, I was on Facebook and I couldn't watch a hate speech video. So what is wrong? Everything is the answer.
That took 2 clicks instead of 1.
I had to type in the address of the hate that I seek out.
Where am I going to get my vitamins that turn me slowly into a little boy? He looks like a Sneetch undercover.
Star belly or regular?
Yeah. Oh, regular. This motherfucker does not have a star upon there.
It's a Dr. Seuss thing, Cecil.
Oh, gosh. Yeah. Okay.
You wouldn't have heard of him. He's Jewish.
It's in New York.
Racist. Who wants to be seen defending Alex Jones? Nobody in their right mind. It's like using.
So I'm going to go ahead and do it. I don't agree with everything he says.
The Ku Klux Klan. Are you going to defend them? Of course not. You're going to defend Nazis? Of course not.
He's trying to make the slippery slope argument. It's what we were talking about earlier. This is exactly the slippery. He's like, if they take down Alex Jones, what's next?
First, they came for the KKK. That was probably good.
Yeah, that's all right.
You want to take a couple of steps. You want to come for a few things.
Right. High-fived.
The slope is slippery. I'm willing to go down a little bit.
Yeah, no kidding, right?
It's okay. The first 3 steps, I'm totally yes.
If the beginning of the slide is Nazis, take the slide. Like figure out afterwards. Maybe stop for a minute.
As the only Jewish member here, if the Nazis offer you a slide, do not take it. That's how they got Grandpa.
You got to clean up first. Showers.
And so this is the way the regime accomplishes their agenda, because they either build up a person like Alex Jones, or they use that person one way or the other. They make him or her the poster child, and then they tar and feather.
Just don't talk about it. Like when Facebook takes down their pages, it's not like they're like, hey, everybody, just want to let you guys know, here's our press release from Facebook. All the press comes from the people that are outraged, and the people that are outraged are the defenders of Alex Jones. Like, who's making a poster child out of this guy?
I really want to know what Alex is a poster child of. Turning orange slowly but surely. Alex Jones.
Tar and feather anybody who would dare speak up, because nobody wants to defend Alex Jones, but you're saying, wait a minute, this is about the freedom of speech. This is about freedom of speech. Oh, so you...
No, nobody wants to defend Alex Jones except for me.
Yeah.
And Winnie the Pooh. Oh, bother. Dude, can we get an alt-right Winnie the Pooh going?
Oh, my God.
What's that actor doing?
Yeah.
His
nothing.
His movie got banned in China. He got nothing.
Yeah,
they are banned in China, aren't they?
Defend Alex Jones? No, I don't. Well, then you support us shutting him down. No, I don't.
It created a straw man.
You can't get out of this thing.
That's not a straw man. That's not That's not what a straw man is. Like
they've created a
false
glass cage of
equivalency.
emotion.
It's very different. Yeah.
You can't win.
Argument.
This is why I'm trying to tell.
But hold on a second, because you can win, because it is easy to support shutting down Alex Jones. I support shutting Alex Jones down on site. I do not support the government cover, right? Like, no, don't do that. Yeah. But like, I would even support if nobody wanted to sell him internet anymore. If alexjones.com got shut down because the guy who sold him the domain, alexjones.com, was like, man, I don't want to sell that anymore. Yeah, okay, that's the same shit. We don't have a right to this thing. This is not a governmental, this is not the town square. We have no inherent right to this space. We don't. And unless we all just decide, unless we legislate it in some way, unless we declare this the fucking internet national forest, right? It's not national. It's all privately owned shit that some guy created at home.
Al Gore.
Oh my God, that'd be so amazing though, because then you'd get like the fringe on the flag crazies being like, you got to put your website in all capital letters. Government owns it.
I would like to see Alex Jones as a scarecrow though, just yelling at birds to keep them off. Like that would be. I think if he can't get work on the internet,
he'd be a thick scarecrow.
Yeah,
he'd be thick.
Who could not get work on the internet? Alex Jones on Fiverr just offering to like show up and take his shirt off and scream at you. I only know your jalapeno peppers get indigestion.
I will wade through hip deep water
or make you a whiteboard animation.
Christians, get away from Alex Jones. He's going to hurt all of us.
Yes,
and he has. As of today, he's hurt all of us.
That's fucking amazing.
We got to talk about that.
Like,
I love the idea that like
around like
he hurt us because he got banned. He didn't hurt us because of the awful shit he said. Now, when we got to distance himself now that we're looking. But before, when he was free to just fucking talk about like the horror of losing your child and minimize and mock that in order to sell fucking multivitamins, that was totally all right.
See, in my mind, Rick's just yelling that like at kids at the pool, like they're getting too close to Alex Jones, and he's like, kids, stay away from Alex Jones. He's hurting all of us. He's just in the corner in a dog cage. It's not human intelligence.
He misinformed his audience quite well. And I believe he contributed to the mental instability, mental illness among people listening to his program.
Why is he turning on him like this?
Off-brand thing. Don't buy that brand of crazy. Buy this brand.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll take that.
This is Coca-Cola Classic.
Do you think it was ever aligned with him?
I think that they've always been on the same side. Don't you think?
I will say, I genuinely don't know what side Alex Jones has ever been on. Rick Wiles, at least, is consistent.
Yeah.
Alex Jones
maybe
just
I'll take it back.
shit.
I'll take it back. You're right. Maybe you're right. Maybe they've never been aligned.
I think he's just worried that
I guess I always just
people
put all
are
the
getting
same
shut
people in
down.
the same fucking bucket where I'm just like, you're a crazy person. You go in here. And you're done. Like you just you just take the Jim Bakers and the Rick Wiles and all those people and you just shove them in the same category. But I think
then
you're
you close the bucket tightly so that there's no air.
Yeah, you freeze dry it so you can nibble on it during the apocalypse.
I'm just saying.
How was that, guys? You guys
you
did
ate the
that.
bucket.
How was that?
Great.
I liked it. I thought it was all right.
Was
the
it
parts
okay?
I could eat were not that bad.
What could you eat?
It was about infinitely better than I expected, if I'm being fair.
Okay.
I could eat the pizza crust. What else could I eat? Oh, the pasta. I had the pasta.
The disappointment.
You had
vegan?
Anna secretly making you like gourmet versions of each thing, though.
Okay.
She'd bring out 2 of each thing and be like, "This one's Eli's, wink, and this one's for you and me."
Vegan cheese on it for me. So
This
that
is
I didn't
Eli's. I
die.
sprinkled a little white truffle oil across the top.
Literally, that was literally one of the ingredients on Eli's.
I like my truffle oil. I'm sorry, I'm loved.
I used to tell Christians, do not listen to him 3 hours a day. You're going to develop mental illness.
That's too much. 2.5 times.
Draw the line at 3 hours.
You know what?
Going to develop mental illness.
Moderation is key when you're listening to Alex Jones. I would agree with that. Moderation is key. We listen in 3-minute segments.
Yeah.
And every week, I want to just take one of those like paper things for notes that sticks up and jab my eyes into it.
Every week you turn into Eli.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. I have to wear Velcro shoes.
Jealous, ugly jealousy.
Because you're opening your ears to somebody who is Well, we just saw these videos. I mean, that's not somebody who's mentally, emotionally, spiritually stable.
2 weeks ago, this dude was talking about fetuses in the water.
in the water. Yeah, he's talking about drainage fetuses. That's what he was talking about.
It's like two homeless guys in the same subway car. Yeah. Like, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, sorry, Dad. You go.
You want answers? I think I'm entitled. You want answers? I want the truth. You can't handle the truth.
All right, this story's from Right Wing Watch. Translated by Faith, Rick Joyner's Tale of Teleportation.
Bamf. All right, here we go.
Here we go. This is Rick Joyner. Rick Joyner's a big guy.
Yeah.
Teleportation
takes a lot of energy to teleport him.
Man,
you gotta really stress the dilithium crystals.
Did he have to get like the 2 seatbelt teleportation thing? Did he get to buy an extra ticket?
Like he has to go up to Spock and be like, all right, I'm gonna need 2. I know we don't use currency, but I'd just like you to give me 2.
We're gonna get banned from Reddit. That's cool.
Getting kicked off United's teleportation. Oh.
Pray for me to get Philip's anointing. So I can, when I'm supposed to go somewhere, I just get zapped there, translated there. And
it's Google Translate, so he comes out all wrong. Like his liver's on the outside. He's like, oh, why do they even do the languages they can't do right?
And by the way, I have done that one time. That has happened to me one time. I don't have time to get into it now, but
I bet he gets into it. I bet he gets into it.
You have all the time in the world. You're an old man sitting in the forest. Like, what else do you have going on?
Next time you're taking a long trip, fucking teleport. There's your time back. Tell us about the time you teleported.
Did he have to step into the toilet like a fucking Harry Potter flu or whatever? Like,
Liar.
I feel like if one time ever I got sucked up into heaven and then deposited somewhere else, I would never have anything more important to talk about. I've got other shit. I got a fucking DoorDash will be here any minute. I can't tell you about the time I went to heaven.
But I'll tell you about it sometime. But I really got physically translated with my car and was zapped right to a place. And there's no way physically.
I just was zapped right there. I bamfed my way over there.
God just like, well, I moved him, but I had to make that zappy zap sound. When I used magic, makes that sound.
I will say I was tuckered out after I moved. He's a big boy.
Physically impossible for that to have happened otherwise. I went somewhere that would have taken 2 hours by travel. I was there instantly.
By travel?
By travel.
By
It would have
travel.
taken 2 hours by travel.
That's like, it's like, how far away is that? Well, I don't know. Are we measuring by travel?
Yeah.
What is
teleportation?
That's travel. So I'm not sure how.
It's one of the options on Google Maps. By travel.
By travel.
And so anyway, I didn't even tell anybody about that for years because I thought no one would believe me.
Because that's fucking crazy.
I thought no one would believe me. Because it's insane.
You nailed it, buddy.
Yeah.
You fucking nailed it, Rick. In fact, we don't believe you so hard. We're doing a radio show about how much we don't believe you. We're going to send this to people, and they're laughing at us. They're laughing at you with us.
And I was praying the Lord keep doing it, you know. But
that was way better than driving my car. But I took my car there. It's probably how I got there.
I would have been amazing if God had transported him and not his car and he was stranded 2 hours away. Fucking, I got an Uber home? That's like $70.
Bullshit.
He just shows up naked.
Naked in half a car. Sorry, brother, that's all I can do. I've had a busy ass motherfucking day.
he is going to be doing that. And he showed me that in the days to come, we were going to be able to be translated by faith. Now that happened.
Why does he keep saying that instead of transported? Somebody literally needs to translate this for him.
Geometry thing? Can it be? Is there some excuse for him?
No. What do you make excuse
for? Translation in geometry is a move across the.
Are you serious right now?
It might be.
Are you serious right now?
Nerd. Sorry, fellas. The move against the
It's technically in a Cartesian coordinate system. If you're to move a two-dimensional object, no. I think
ladies, you hear that? No. We need someone to do your Cartesian coordinates for you. We've got a single man.
And I wasn't expecting it. It shocked me when it happened. I mean, I was just dumbfounded. I knew it had to be God, and I knew it was what had happened, but it was still shocking.
And he saved me 2 hours. He didn't save, I don't know how many people are dying right now pointlessly, but he saved me 2 hours of mild inconvenience.
Someone's in a helicopter to a hospital, and God's like, eeny, meeny, Rick Joyner.
Oh my God.
The helicopter shows up in the middle of the hospital, just starts beheading people. I did not think that through. I am a deity.
I made a mess.
I'm going to do Rick Joyner next time.
If only someone was here to explain the Cartesian coordinates.
It'd be in 3 dimensions at that point. Stupid.
But he showed me that in the days to come, we were going to be translated by faith. We would pray and say, Lord, I need to be there right now. And boom, we would.
Because we're impatient. We're very impatient.
Where do Rick Joyner's fans need to be quickly? Lord, the early morning breakfast special ends at 9 a.m. and it is 8:54. Please take me there. I don't care if it's in 2 dimensions. I don't care if it's in 3. Just get me there in time for the breakfast special.
I have to get to Walmart before they get all those little carts get taken up for the day, and someone's driving around, and I've got to get in one of those rollies.
I will kill 3 Jews and a Chinese for you, Lord. Just please get us there.
So, guys, if people were going to find your stuff on the internet, where would they look?
Do we have a website? I don't know.
We do have a website.
We talked about trying to
This
get
is
a
why
website.
they got to bring Noah with them.
Exactly, right.
Noah right now
Noah
is
would
dying.
know the website.
Scathing Atheist.
Someone needs to translate.
Can I tell you something?
Yeah.
You know why you don't know the website? Because you're fucking stupid.
It's pretty close. That's not bad. I've heard him say that to me 100 times.
I guess I would forget the website too if I was a fucking idiot. No. It's just, I don't mean to correct you or anything. I just want you to understand that that's a very basic thing that you would know and understand when you were promoting our show. It's Scathing Atheist, Citation Needed, God Awful Movies, and the Skepticrat on iTunes, Stitcher, and wherever else podcasts live. But, whatever.
Guys.
Oh, I got
and
Heath.
Noah.
Oh,
you got Heath. He's going
away from the mic, but I got Heath.
He's going.
He's doubled over. He's the size of a regular man when he's half his size.
Thanks for coming into Glory Hole Studios tonight with us, hanging out, and the temperature is a little warm in here, so I want to thank you for sticking out the whole time with us. We appreciate it.
I tried to take my shirt off, and Cecil
he
got
did.
upset.
No, you didn't try. You took your shirt off, and you were ordered by law to return your shirt.
There is 3 or 4 fingers of scotch on my skin right now. I got squeegee off.
Gentlemen, thanks for joining us.
Thanks so much.
Thank us, guys.
So we want to thank our patrons. Of course, we want to thank all our patrons. We'd like to thank our most recent patrons, Valentine, David, Cody.
Yeah, give that a whirl.
Lafregzed.
Okay.
And
LPZ.
Sean. Yeah.
Shout out LPZ.
Izzy. So thanks for listening, and thanks for supporting us. We very much appreciate it. The only reason Ian is our employee is because of you. So thank you very much. We got a couple calls to prayer this week. This one is from Brian.
Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. Allah. Chicken attack. Chicken attack.
Okay, all right. So Ian's in studio with us today, and Ian likes it. But Ian, get on that mic and tell us. Can you explain it to us? Can you at least try to explain it to us?
Help us out, Ian.
I don't think I can. It's a meme, if you will. It's a.
Is this for the young kids?
Yeah.
This is for
those. Something the kids are doing these days.
Chicken attack. You got to watch
this
the
with
video.
the reefers? Is this part of the reefers?
So
yep.
You're just going to have to introduce us to Chicken Attack later. Okay. All right. Okay.
Yeah, okay.
So we're going to trust that that's funny, Brian.
No.
Is that part of the Twitters? Is that how that works? Did you guys don't know?
Okay. All
White
right.
spaces.
All right.
There we go.
We got a message from Louise, and she says she had a problem today when she told the cashier, "I bought this marker earlier and it exploded." I guess that's a Tomism.
There we go.
Yeah. This is interesting, Tom. This person says that it says Michael, and Michael is talking. We were talking about why Trump does it on Twitter rather than in person. And he says he's a coward, terrified of confrontation, He says the apprentice doesn't count. That's not confrontation. He had all the power there.
True.
In his administration, he sent his bodyguard to fire Comey. Now, I don't know the veracity of that claim.
I don't either. And I will say this. While I do think that he is a coward, and I do think that is why he uses like broad shout out billboard style ways to communicate rather than direct intimate ways.
Yeah.
Right.
And every time he is in a direct intimate way, he won't even look at the person to say, like, well, for example, with Putin.
The Putin thing.
Yeah, he just wouldn't even look at it.
It's like, what do you think? I'm going to say one thing, then later
fine.
mean another.
That guy is he's totally clean, never did anything bad in his life.
All that said, if I had a bodyguard, I'm just being honest here. If I had a bodyguard, I would send that guy to do all kinds of unenviable tasks.
Oh, yeah.
Such as guard my body.
Yeah,
but
or
also I would
plunge the toilet. That would be the second one.
That would be his primary set of responsibilities.
That's probably I would say the most common occurrence in my life.
3 times a day. That's a 3 times a day. Are you a 3 times a day guy?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
I have the industrial like plunger one that they give to the plumbers. They you have to show a license to get it.
You know what I am? I am regularly
There's a 24-hour wait period on this plunger. It's insane.
It just comes with an auger attachment to it. Just
snake the line. This one is amazing. Masha's been sending in a lot of these calls to prayer. And this one we listened to yesterday and we loved it.
Headphones are best for this.
He did a very good job on that one.
Well done.
The Doppler effect on that is just brilliant. Very nicely done. Well done. Mosh again. That's the 4th one he sent in. Oh, this is a great line from this email from Matt. Matt was saying, apology from Indiana. And he says, he's a resident of Northwest Indiana, and he feels continually obligated to apologize for giving the nation Mike Pence. Indiana doesn't know better. We are an easily scared lot. Pence is just so non-threatening. As long as you are white, evangelical, Christian, straight, and male. I love that so much. Here's another call to prayer. This one's from James.
Allahu Akbar.
Yes.
Allahu Akbar.
True. No, I don't know what it really means. I'm just like,
Oh my God.
we were actually in your office, Jim, and it got a little heated. I said, oh my goodness.
What? I don't even know, man.
All right.
I don't even know. Nicely done, though. This one, there's 2 here. And these are from Davey.
I love
from
these.
SoCal.
I love this movie.
Damn.
I think that's great. I love that.
I haven't seen that movie since I saw it in the theater, but I remember watching it in the theater and I laughed until I couldn't breathe anymore.
I adore that movie.
But I don't know that I was really high when I saw it. So I have no idea if I would watch that movie today and be in the same, like if I would watch it today, I might just be like, this is the stupidest fucking thing. But I was in such a zone that day.
Yeah.
You know, when you just see something that's like perfect for that moment.
Right.
And I've never revisited that moment. But
don't. You know what? Like if you hit perfection, don't try to put lightning back in that bottle.
Don't go
right?
back. Yeah.
Oh no.
All right, so here we go. Another one. This one's from Maddie.
Allahu Akbar. Allahu
So
this just reminds me of like every shitty wedding you've ever been to. It's like, oh, now we're going to do the Macarena. And you're just like, there's not enough alcohol in the free bar to make me do the fucking Macarena.
I have said this before, and I'm going to say it again. My most hated song at a wedding is that
to the left,
to the left,
to the
move
left.
to the left.
That is the worst.
Right foot stop. Turn sideways.
Right foot this
Smack
time.
your bitch. I fucking hate that so much. And the worst part about that song, and I know I've said this before, but it bears repeating. The worst part about that song is not the song itself. It's that the guy has a 20-minute copyright on the song at the end where he's just like, I made this song. My name's so-and-so, and I live in Miami Beach. And this, I'm like, shut the fuck up. Like, it's a terrible song. First, never lay claim to it because it's awful.
Right.
But then don't spend 20 minutes of the song while everybody's spinning around on one foot and doing the hokey pokey or whatever.
It's fucking line dancing.
It's so bad.
It's country
so bad.
western line dancing.
Exactly, but it's
I'm going
like
to tell you what to do. Like do-si-do your partner. It's the same thing with just a different beat to it.
Exactly.
And not a better beat.
It's so bad. We got a package of beer from Brian in San Diego. It was very nice of him to send. He sent a bunch of beer and I tried to even keep it cold.
I was such a nice thing to do. Like packed it all full of fucking freezy packs and everything.
Work, but it's okay because we have a fridge in the studio.
Yeah.
So it's
this
okay.
studio's 1,000 degrees.
Yeah.
It could be like packed in dry ice. It could have arrived 10 minutes after it was packed and it would have fucking melted.
Wouldn't have mattered.
But it was very cool. And I like all of the beer he sent.
We got a crazy video from Aaron.
Seriously?
It's like just
insane.
What the fuck is happening? This Indian priest just smashing coconuts on people's fucking nuggets.
I can't understand this video. I watched this fucking mouth agape. Like, how? It's like throwing cinder blocks at people.
Unbelievable.
I don't understand this at all. What the fuck?
It's crazy. So we're going to post it on this week's show notes, 428. Check it out.
So bad.
Oh, you only watched like 10 seconds of this video because the whole time you're just cringing. All right, we got a call to prayer submission. This is from Channing.
I like that.
That's about as long as it takes me too. So no worries. This is the last one. This is from Steve. Call to prayer.
Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allah.
Nice cut.
That is a good cut. The end doesn't.
The end's
a little rough there, buddy. But very good. Very good. Thanks for sending it in. So we want to thank Heath and Eli for joining us today in studio. It was a
I've
lot
never
of fun.
thanked Heath and Eli before, and I don't like doing it.
It's a lot of fun to hang out with them.
They were fun to hang out with.
They were good people. We enjoyed hanging out with them. You can check out all their stuff, all the links to all the shows they do. The 4 other shows. All those links will be in because we do a show with them. So
you can't discount our joint project.
That's 4 other shows. They'll be in this week's show notes. If you want to check out any of the stuff that they do, you can check out episode 428. All the links will be there. And that's going to wrap it up for this week. We're going to leave you like we always do with the Skeptic's Creed.
Credulity is not a virtue. It's fortune cookie cutter, mommy issue, hypno-Babylon bullshit. Couched in scientician, double bubble, toil and trouble, pseudo quasi alternative, acupunctuating, pressurized, stereogram, pyramidal, free energy healing, watered downward spiral, brain deadpan sales pitch, late night info docutainment. Leo, Pisces, cancer cures, detox, reflex, foot massage, death and towers, tarot cards, psychic healing, crystal balls, Bigfoot, Yeti, aliens, churches, mosques and synagogues, temples, dragons, giant worms, Atlantis, dolphins, truthers, birthers, witches, wizards, vaccine nuts, shaman healers, evangelists, conspiracy, doublespeak, stigmata, nonsense. Expose your sides. Thrust your hands, bloody, evidential, conclusive. Doubt even this.
The opinions and information provided on this podcast are intended for entertainment purposes only. All opinions are solely that of Glory Hole Studios, LLC. Cognitive Dissonance makes no representations as to accuracy, completeness, currentness, suitability, or validity of any information, and will not be liable for any errors, damages, or butthurt arising from consumption. All information is provided on an as-is basis. No refunds. Produced in association with the local Dairy Council and viewers like you.
You're really fucking it up, Heath. Can you bring some funny?
Yeah.
Be
Can
nice.
you give a really long speech that's
Be
annoying?
nice.
And whiny? Could you give another whiny speech for the whole story?
You know
That'd
what?
be perfect.
That's fine.